694/116, Part 1, Take 1.
Edited copy.
Wakey, wakey!
Time for worky, Stanley.
He's at it again.
Yeah, I can hear him.
He must have half the wall down by now.
Hey, come here. Is it my imagination or is that roof starting to belly?
Stanley! Stanley!
Morning. Shh. Hey?
He said,
Oh, that. It's Stan. He's been chipping away all night.
All night? I told you the roof was sagging.
Why exactly is he making a serving hatch?
He said he could, we said he couldn't, so to prove us right, he borrowed some plans for a box bridge and just retired from the world.
Tell you something else he's been doing all night as well.
Now, Mrs. Clegg, there's a law against corrupting youngsters like Len and me, you know.
He's been coming and going.
Coming and going where?
Well, how do I know where?
Are we sure that Hilda's gone to wherever?
London, no.
No, and it just occurred to me he might be, well, you know, flagging her over a la Rillington Place.
Well, we'll know by dinner time.
How do you mean?
Well, if I've got it right, this is the day Hilda should come home.
Didn't we nearly make it this time? Well,
Well, what, dear?
does me cleaning pass muster?
Definite improvement.
Oh, I'm glad you think so.
Mind you, it's only fair to add that I'm comparing your efforts with those of the absent Mrs. Ogden, and virtually anything's an improvement on that. I thought you had an interview for a job.
I have.
Well, couldn't you have dressed a little more suitably?
I'm not going for a job at the Foreign Office, you know. It's working in a chemist's shop.
Even so, I'd rather you didn't go looking like one of the 12 apostles.
It's not the clothes that matter, Auntie Annie. It's the person inside. Me.
It's the person inside who chooses the clothes, Lucille. Therefore, if you wear a horse blanket, you mustn't be surprised if people expect you to neigh.
She's on form today. She just cut me down to size as well. Oh, she'd been more at home in a flipping wasp's nest. Hey, have you heard from Dave, you know, about what happened to Frank, like? I got a phone call. Oh? He thanked me for what he called helping to show Frank the error of his ways. He's sorry he shopped him now. Well, what do you think? Handing him over to a flaming animal like Dave Smith, he'd have been better off going to jail. Never mind. It was short and sweet. You must be joking.
Don't you do any housework this time, galloping about at this time of the day?
Pardon?
I said, don't you do any housework these days?
Very little.
You'll be getting yourself talked about, you will, like that Victoria Street bunch that eat off pan lids. Talk about oven to table.
Well, my house doesn't get all that dirty with only me living in it.
Well, there's only me in this place, but it needs a good tidy up every day.
Oh, well, you can be a martyr to your house, Ina.
There's something up. You look a bit more sackless than usual.
I've had a very disappointing letter.
Oh, who from?
Angle Garside.
What's he done? Gone off on the razzle with a dolly bird?
Oh, well, if that's the mood you're going to be in, I'll take my troubles elsewhere.
Oh, so you think you've got troubles, do you?
Yes, I do.
Not even little ones?
Well, how can you say that? You don't even know what they are.
Don't I just?
No, you don't.
Well, let's see. Tomorrow's your birthday.
Oh, it's the first time you've mentioned it.
Well, I've been waiting for you, but seeing that you didn't, I put two and two together and decided you were planning something that didn't include me.
Oh, Ina, as if I would.
What's on the glass I'd want you to do?
I'll spend the day with him at Whaley Bridge.
Oh, by the heck, you might hear the cock crow 3 times. Has he given you back word?
Yes, they've got sickness in the house.
Oh. So you're a wallflower then, are you?
Yes, I am.
Mind you, you can't expect the fellas to be fighting over you at 71.
Oh, and I was looking forward to a day out.
Tell you what,
What?
I'll take you round Berry Market.
You know, your trouble, Ina, is you've got working class tendencies. You always have had, and you always will have.
Aha! So that's what you do when you're not patting butter. I'm shushing.
It's stopped.
Is that good?
Well, it might be. Might not be.
Look, just what are we talking about?
Stan and his serving Archie, he's been banging and sawing away all night now. He's stopped.
Yeah, so what puzzles me is...
Yeah.
Well, a serving hatch presupposes a certain stylish mode of living, and we all know that the Ogdens don't live in that style, unless not washing your rice pudding bowl from one year to the next has suddenly become very you.
I knew a family of 6 once who ate off the corner of the table.
Yes, there was a family in the street once whose intake of chip butties once caused a question to be asked in the house.
You come for your load?
Yes, please. You know, this making a hole in the wall might just have gone to his head.
Yeah.
Ah. I
Thanks.
mean, supposing he kept going and finished up in the Rover's Return.
1 gin and 1 sherry.
It must stop, must this lunchtime tippling. If Ernest got to hear of it, he'd be more than a little shocked, to say the least.
Well, you need a little tipple out at lunchtime after a morning over there. Surprises me they make any profit. Phew, it's a right cock-up it is.
Efficiency is very rare, else even reasonable efficiency. If you can't get people to be efficient enough to save lives, like driving a car well, for instance, how can you expect them to give their all to parcelling up peg bags?
Well, they can send men to the moon, can't they?
But that's men amusing themselves. It's something very different.
Conversation's not a bit normal today. Whatever happened to Steve McQueen and the price of shoes?
Ah, but Emily's right, isn't she? It makes you wonder where the good, honest workers are.
Well, here, me.
Right, well, you can prove it, darling, by coaxing a large scotch out of one of those bottles into one of them sparkling glasses and see what the ladies will have.
Ah, you're a minute too late. We just got 'em. What did you do? Hide behind the door till we got 'em all in.
How did you guess? Now, you should know, Elsie, that buying drinks for married ladies is the first step on the slippery slope to perdition.
Oh, Emily is not married?
Oh, but I don't want another drink, Mr. Smith. This sherry will stimulate me far more than I should be stimulated, considering the hour.
Miss Nugent, if you and I had met and married 20 years ago, I would be swapping jokes with Angus Ogilvy and you would be shopping on Fifth Avenue. All I needed was your refining influence.
20 years in an oil refinery wouldn't have altered you, Dave.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, well, what's on your mind, then?
What's happened to Frank?
Oh, I just taught him his proper place in the scheme of things, you know.
Well, I just hope you didn't hurt him too much.
Well, I got him on a conscience, have you?
Look, Dave, I didn't
Now,
know
listen,
you...
it was you who posted him to me, remember?
Where is he now?
Trying to find a comfy place to lie down, I expect.
I must have been bad.
Your presence is requested elsewhere.
Making friends and influencing people as usual, Dave.
No, it's just that it takes some people longer to realise when I've done them a good turn, you know.
Ah, he's been misunderstood again.
The story of my life, darling. Ah, now here is one of my very favourite people. Well, Mrs. Caldwell, how's tricks?
Well, they have been better, Mr. Smith.
What's the matter, love?
I've had a disappointment. I'll get over it, though. I'll have to.
There you are, Dave. A lady in distress. Chance to prove that you're a knight in shining armour and not just a big fat slob.
Elsie, 100 years ago last Tuesday, you would have been working down a coal mine.
Pig. I think I asked for that, really.
He can't be as heartless as he tries to pretend he is.
Don't know he's been working at it long enough.
If you don't open this door, Stanley, I'll put my foot through it. And what have you done with all that timber you pinched from the yard? There was enough there to build a cricket pavilion. I had it put on one side for Mrs. Thingy when she wanted us to panel her kitchen. Are you listening, Stanley?
ta very much. It's very good of you to let me have it. I don't suppose Stan's bothered ordering any bread while I've been away, has he?
No, Hilda, he has.
No, he's a baby in arms when it comes to looking after himself, you know, he is, really. I mean, you'd think a fella of his size, with his military experience, could at least boil an egg, wouldn't you? But no, can he? Can he, egg? Last egg he tried to boil were that hard, he had to get Wimpys to give him an estimate for lifting it out the pan. Still, I've missed him, though.
You, haven't been in touch, then? I mean, he's not written.
Oh, Stan write a letter. He gets writer's cramp just putting the date down. No, I dropped him a card, though, telling him when to expect me home.
Oh, so he definitely knows you're coming, then?
Yeah, well, he would have known this morning when he got me card. Of course, he'll have forgotten about it by now. He'll be at Rovers. Usual place, usual stance. That big happy grin of his lighting up everything and everybody. Oh, it's nice to be home. Hilda.
Hello, Mrs. O. Hey, is she...
She is.
And is she...
She is.
Oh, by heck. Hey, can I stick around for 5 minutes, or do I have to buy something?
Oh, you have to buy something.
Will it work if there's jamming?
Stan? Are you there, Stan? Stan, are you in there?
Who is it?
Who do you think it is? Chamberlain Guevara?
Oh, it's you, Tom.
Oh, come on, let us in. What are you doing? Hey, you haven't got somebody in there, have you?
How about Hackers, like? Well, do me a favour, will you?
Favour? What kind of favour?
Just wait there 2 minutes.
Wait, why?
2 minutes, now, 120 seconds.
I said why, Stan? Hey, I can smell paint.
110 seconds.
Oh, you've been beautifying, haven't you, as a surprise for me? Oh, in your dinner hour and all. Ah, Stan.
100 seconds.
You're good to me, Chuck, you know that, don't you? Hey, now listen, don't you go spoiling whatever it is you're doing by rushing it. Just take your time. Too busy even to see this.
85 seconds.
Seconds. Coronation Street, piece 694/116, part 2, take 1.
I know, it's a competition to see who can hear the lead. No, it's a very good way to ruin a business, telling your customers to shush every time they come into the shop.
Quiet a minute.
All right, but just tell me, has anything actually happened since I stumbled across a similar charade at 9 o'clock this morning?
Hilda's arrived home.
Just.
Why didn't you say?
Can I come in yet, Chuck? Stan.
You like it?
Oh, it's lovely, Chuck. Just what I've always wanted.
You know what it is?
Of course I do.
What is it?
It's a serving hatch.
You're right.
Oh, it's just like the one they got in the chippy in Balaclava Street between the shop and the dining room. You know, they shove your steak pudding and peas through it.
Haven't got grain doors on them, though.
No, and no beading neither.
You wait till Fairclough or Langton see this. They'll curl up with jealousy.
Stan?
Yeah?
You don't think it's, well, a little bit on the big side?
No, well, you've got to get a tray through, haven't you? Look, supposing this is a tray, yeah? Now then.
Why don't I keep my big mouth shut and I'll have to buy a tray?
I'm sorry about the mess, but I got to take carried away, you know.
Stan?
Yeah?
There is just one other little point.
What?
Well, I wouldn't mention it, Chuck, only I think it's best cleared up right away.
Well, go on, go on.
Well, the kitchen's over there,
Yeah.
and we have us meals in here. But the serving hatch, It's over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we serve for
I'm
that?
glad you asked me that question.
Well, I thought I should.
Corina and Minnie asked me the same question.
What did you tell them?
I thought you'd have cottoned on by now.
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm a bit slow sometimes.
Well, I couldn't put a serving hatch from the kitchen to the dining room, could I?
Why not?
Because that's a bearing wall.
What's a bearing wall?
It holds the flaming house up, doesn't it?
Oh. Does it?
If I'd done you a visiting, then I got my best china out.
Well, there's still time, Mrs. Sharp, as I'm not due back on the bench till 2.
I'm sorry, but I've lost the key to my display cabinet.
You know, I think I must be getting old, but I'm very easily hurt these days.
There's only one way to hurt you, and that's through your pocket.
Now, that's not true. Life has left me with 1 or 2 very deep emotional scars.
Has it? Well, I don't want to see him. But to come down to brass tacks, what do you want?
Well, I've just been having a chat with Mrs. Corwell.
Well, in her present frame of mind, I should think that was very depressing for you.
Yes, it was, and whether you believe it or not, it upset me. Here.
What's up with you? You've not had bad news from the doctor, have you? You're trying to catch up on your past sins and iniquities.
Listen, why is it whenever I show the slightest interest in my fellow human beings, my motives are immediately suspect?
Well, it might be because your eyes are too close together. It might be your reputation, but in my opinion, it's a bit of both. Turning the other cheek, are you?
Look, I would like to try and cheer Mrs. Corwell up, but I need your help.
Well, I'm all for that. Minnie Colwell down in the mouth is something not to be encouraged.
Right, now, how does a day at Blackpool with Minnie on Saturday grab you as a birthday treat?
It's not my birthday.
No, but she'll need company.
Well, what about your company?
Oh, I can't go, can I? I've got too much on.
Well, you're paying.
Yeah, and the sky's the limit.
Well, you can count me out for a start-off.
Eh?
You heard.
Look, I'm offering you a free day out. Look, taxi there and back, eat where you like, what you like. You can hire a string of... I'll even buy you a shrimp stall if you want one.
If you could hear yourself. Dave Smith throwing his book, his brass about like confetti. Well, don't throw it in my direction. The best thing you can do is to go and give it to them poor mugs that you stole it from.
Mrs. Sharple's bookmaking happens to be an honourable and legitimate business. We've got royalty amongst our clients. Well, not amongst mine, but there is a fella in the Buckingham Palace Road who does
don't kid me that as daft as alt rest of them. Go and find somebody else to squire Minnie Colwell to Blackpool.
Listen, I got half share in a nightclub. I'll use money I made from that to pay for the trip.
Now, you are trying to insult me.
I'll tell you what. I've got some money in a building society. Me dear old mother left me, and she was a Baptist, wasn't she?
No.
It's from Elsie, love. She says she hopes it'll make you feel a bit better.
It's a forlorn hope, I'm afraid.
I think you've wasted your money, kid.
Oh, don't worry. She'll start giggling after 6.
Well, I wouldn't bank on it. Unless these 2 male dancers can show their old soft shoe shuffle routine.
2 pints. And less of the cheek. And I'll set Dave Smith's gorillas onto you.
Which was a very unfunny remark.
What's all this supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Just a joke, isn't it, love?
Yes, just a joke.
I'm talking about jokes. Has anyone seen Stan Ogden this dinner time?
Not for the last hour.
You know, I'd give my Bobby Chout an autograph to know what's going on in number 13.
Oh, by the way, did he ever finish that serving hatch?
Well, that's just it. We don't know.
We haven't seen him, love, and Hilda came back a quarter of an hour ago.
We hung about expectantly, waiting for the odd muffled scream.
Nothing.
Oh, and I bet you were disappointed to know.
Where? You don't get a chance to see Ogden threaded through his lace-holes every day.
Well, I don't think Hilda will have done that to him because he's still 44 round the waist, aren't you, Stan?
Hey?
Nothing usual, love.
No, love, I'm celebrating. A large scotch. Then, Ray, have a seat.
Stanley.
Summing up.
No.
We've got paint on my face or something.
No.
All right, great. Hey, lovely. Hey, Alan. I'm sorry I didn't turn in this morning, but I had other business on. You understand?
Oh, we understand.
Yeah, we understand, yeah.
Oh, Stanley, for goodness sake, tell us before we burst.
So you were?
How did Hilda like your serving hatch?
All right. She loved it. Thought it was smashing.
Bet, dear, Lucille hasn't popped in, has she?
Whiskey, this too.
Bet, dear,
Oh, no, Mrs. Walker. Lucille's not popped in.
something happening?
Well, nobody's really sure.
Mr. Ogden isn't holding one of his tedious drinking competitions.
Best scotch I've had this year.
Stanley,
What?
we couldn't by any chance have a look at this serving hatch, could we?
Seeing as how it was our wood you used to make it, I mean, that were what you used wood for, weren't it?
Well, I think a viewing might be arranged, yeah.
Like now?
Like after closing time, eh? And seeing I'm not charging an admission fee, large scotch.
And a couple of pints and a gin.
You're very kind, boss.
Tom. Tell me, what do you think of me, Maggie? Personality-wise, I mean.
Well, not giving it much thought.
Well, now's your chance. Come on, a quick rundown of Dave Smith, the man.
Well, I'd be embarrassed to.
Why, you think I might not like what you tell me?
Well, might say something nice.
Oh, say it, please. A compliment I could use, believe me.
Well, you're very personable. Successful, obviously.
But,
There you are, just as I was beginning to enjoy myself. But what?
well, I suppose it's because you're successful. You're a bit, well, odd. Oh, and sarky. Yeah, that more than anything.
Sarky?
Well, you asked me opinion. What's it all in aid of, anyway?
Oh, it's just an annual review of the state of David Smith, as brought on by our resident psychoanalyst, Mrs. Ina Sharples.
Oh, been criticising your way of life, has she? Well, you're not on your own. She has a go at me at least once a week.
Well, I mean, the fact she doesn't like me, I don't mind that. We're used to that. We live in different worlds. But when she throws my hard-earned money back in my face, that hurts.
Oh, I wouldn't throw your money back in your face, Dave.
Maggie, you could be the answer.
Answer?
Yeah. How does a day out at Blackpool on Saturday with Minnie Caldwell grab you?
Oh, well, I can't. You see, I've got nobody to leave the shop with. Sorry, Dave.
Don't mention it. Now, Mrs. Caldwell, look, I need your help.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought you needed any help from me, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, well, this was going to be a surprise, you know, but it's gone a bit sour on me.
Oh, I'm used to things like that. They always go sour on me, too.
Well, I was trying to fix you up with a day out, you know, a sort of birthday treat, you know.
Oh, how very kind.
Yeah, but I'm getting nowhere fast because I can't find anybody to hold your hand. And you do need somebody to hold your hand, don't you?
Oh, yes, I think so. I haven't got a very good sense of direction when I get away from here. What about Ina?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Ina.
Oh, I'm sure she'd come, especially if it's free. It is free, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's free, all right, but that doesn't make no difference to Mrs. Sharples because I've already mentioned it to her, you know, she turned me down flat.
Ina did that?
Yeah.
Oh, knowing it was my birthday treat.
Well, I did try to explain, you know.
Oh, I could just go and slap a silly face for her.
Hey, your Auntie Annie wants to see you.
That'll be the day when she doesn't.
Did you get that job?
Did I,
You don't sound very upset about it.
Well, it was nothing to talk about.
And that statement places you firmly amongst your own generation more than your face, your dress, or your age.
What do you mean?
For my generation and Bet's, we can remember a time when jobs are more important than people.
And that's true, but we were only 1 year old at the time.
True. But jobs are something sacred, something to be revered, because there weren't many of them. And you just quite blithely sneered at one.
Starve without a job these days, you know.
No, but you can rot without one.
That's very true. I were out of work once for a long time. I nearly went round the bend.
Better rotting out of a job than rotting in one you don't like.
Her Auntie Annie will kill her.
You might be just right there, Bet.
Do you know, Ken, it's the first time I've ever been on the same side as Mrs. Walker in anything.
That's a very chastening thought.
You can say that again. You're never buying him another.
No. Stanley has at last condescended to conduct us round his serving hatch.
Oh.
Hey, why don't you come along, mate? Could be a giggle. Stanley reckons it's very tasteful, but we know his taste. It tends to run to treacle butties.
Yeah, well, I'd love to, but I've got something on.
All right. I'll report back then, darling.
I'll thump you if you don't.
Right. All right, hang on, Birdman, hang on. Top of the afternoon, Mrs. C.
Mrs. Sharples hasn't been in by any chance.
I've not seen her, love.
Well, I'm going into the snug, and if she does come in, that is where I will be.
You can't argue with that, can you?
Hardly.
Well, I'm sorry about the mess, you know, but you can't do a big job like this without having a bit of a mess.
Can't, Stanley, no.
I've seen Barry Bucknell have to sweep up after himself, Stan.
Cool.
Blimey.
Not bad, is it?
It's not bad at all, mate.
Well, apart from the size, Stan, it is a bit big, you know.
Well, I've got to get a tray through, haven't you?
A dray, did you say?
I said a flipping tray!
I recognise the wood.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll pay for that.
You will.
You work on it all night then, Stan?
Well, I had to do, didn't I? Saw the state of it yesterday.
We thought it might be in a bit of a worse state today.
I said I
but
couldn't
stake
make
me
one.
next time out with Shirley Bassey on that.
And you said I couldn't make one, didn't you? Well, I've proved you wrong, haven't I, eh?
Well, you did come very close to pulling the roof down yesterday, Stan, didn't you?
Perhaps in the future you'll admire my workmanship. As an equal.
Hey, now, don't let it go to your head. I mean, one serving hatch is hardly Coventry Cathedral.
Where's your elder, Stanley?
Oh, she's probably upstairs. Oh, you want to hear her say she likes it, do you? Well, I think it can be arranged.
I didn't say... Did I say that, Leonard?
Elder, you up there, love? Come down a minute, will you?
Here I am, Chuck. Hello, Leonard. Raymond.
Hey, it isn't a serving hatch at all.
It's a picture frame for Hilda.
It's usual for first in to order.
And it's not usual for people to spoil other people's pleasures because they hold silly, narrow, old-fashioned views about certain things.
Oh, he's been blabbing, has he, Enoch Smith?
Not blabbing, Ena. Putting certain facts before me.
Oh, what do you propose to do about these certain facts?
Well, there's nothing I can do, but there's a lot I can say.
Then say it.
You're a bigot, Ena. That's what you are. If anything doesn't fit in with your narrow views of life, it's bad according to you. Well, that's wrong, and what is more, you are a bigot.
Well, that's the last thing I am. What I do is to abide by certain principles, and one of them says that gambling is wrong and sinful.
Bigot.
And anybody that gets any benefit from money from gambling is just as wrong and sinful.
Bigot.
And if you can't see the sense of that, you're a bigger fool than I thought you were.
Bigot.
Minnie Caldwell, come back here. Minnie Caldwell!
Bigot. Mr. Smith.
Oh, Mr. Caldwell.
I'm going to do something very naughty.
Oh, yeah.
I would just like to say again how very kind I think it is of you, Mr. Smith, to take me to Blackpool on Saturday after Ena refused.
Eh?
Oh, very, very kind.
Oh, well, think nothing of it, Mrs. Caldwell. I mean, what a friend's for if it isn't to step into the breach now and then, eh?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Well, I'll meet you outside the town hall at 9 o'clock.
Right.
Or better still, you can call for me.